real quick to touch on the White Sox.
Yes.
Look, Justin Ishbia, the brother of Matt Ishbia, the
Hmm.
owner of the Suns and the Mercury. Matt Ishbia took a team from the finals to not even making the playoffs.
Yes.
I hope Justin Ishbia does not run the White Sox. I guess you can't make the White Sox no worse, huh? I guess that's the upside. I was just thinking about it. I was like, well, I guess the White Sox can't get any worse.
It's a rough situation in Chicago, and I think there's going to be some improvement because there's a lot of old-timey management in charge in Chicago right now.
Yeah.
They're still kind of riding high off the 90s Bulls and the '05 Sox. And now there's new money that might not be committed to winning, kind of like some of these other wealthy owners,
Yeah.
but it's a more financialized way of doing it. So they're going to try and extract value for the least amount of money. And so I don't want to be cynical, but I think there's going to be at least some improvement because the people have some budgetary skills behind it rather than just kind of like, this is the way we've always done things.
I can see that. I can see that. Plus, it's, when you're looking down, when you're looking up from the floor.
Right. And it's interesting because there is a long-term financial commitment before Ishby actually takes control of the team.
Okay.
So the headline says like Reinsdorf to sell to Ishbia, but for the next 5 years or next 4 years until 2029, Ishbia is just responsible for investing in the Chicago White Sox.
Mm,
So
gotcha.
he's going to be investing money to help organize the finances, pay down any debts. And then from 2029 to 2034, Reinsdorf has the option to sell parts of the team to Ishbia.
Okay, that sounds similar to what A-Rod did with the Timberwolves.
Yes, and it's funny you bring up A-Rod because uh, Ishbia was one of the leading contenders to buy the Twins.
Mm,
And the Twins have had a lot of issues with debt over the course of the last couple of years with their current ownership. And so the thought entered my mind of, oh my God, what if A-Rod buys the Twins?
ah, nah, he was having trouble getting the money up for the T. Like A-Rod from, and I'm an outsider, and these guys got way more money than me, but it seemed like A-Rod was. Did you watch the show Ballers?
Yes, I did.
I feel like A-Rod was the Rock, like trying to buy the Chiefs. Like he wasn't the
Yes.
guy necessarily with the money, but I can pull together the money with the people.
Well, it's interesting to me because the ownership transitions have become so long term that the actual cash on hand is becoming slightly less important.
Yeah.
Even the Boston Celtics, who are getting bought by a private equity company who have billions to spend, they're actually spreading that purchase over 3 years.
Gotcha.
And so there are going to be plenty of people that will try and literally take out a mortgage on buying a team.
That's,
I won't be shocked if that happens in the next couple of years.
I mean, these teams are getting expensive. You kind of have to. These, I,
There are only so many people that have as much money to buy even a small market team. Like if the Sacramento Athletics went up for sale, there's still only like 150 people in America that could purchase that team.
then you got to
If
think
that,
about the amount of people that want to purchase.
right.
So then that number gets small. And hey, man, that's the beauty of a business for baseball, but it might be the tough thing about business for all sports is how do we sell if we want to get out of this?
100%
Who
because
has the money for this?
you're buying something on the basis of it being an asset on your books or on your family's books. And instead of it being like stocks or bonds or any type of other investment, a sports team to the public is perceived as almost like a utility.
Yeah.
Like and rightly so because these teams are for people's enjoyment, not for John Fisher's. So like it's weird because you are expected to operate this team almost like in a nonprofit sense rather than in a profitable sense. And the owners that do run it like a business, they tend to not do very good on the field, one, and two, they tend to be really unpopular.
You know what's crazy about that though is I've always felt like winning brings you more money.
Absolutely.
So like when owners in any sport don't try to compete to win, it's really confusing to me. Like I get that you can make money losing.
Yeah.
It has to be more satisfying to win, and you're still going to make money. More
Yep.
playoff games means more revenue, more jersey sales, more merch, more concession. Like all those things comes with winning.
And think like, if you're a team owner and you're marketing your team to advertisers,
Yeah,
you know, the think about the Florida Panthers. This is a great example. The Florida Panthers have done a really good job putting a winning product on the ice, not on the field, in South Florida, a place that most people would be like, there's no way hockey works there. And they put a winning product out. They sell out that arena,
yeah,
which is basically on the Everglades. And so they get people to come out. The price of sponsorships goes up. That eases the financial commitments from the owner,
yep,
as well as, if you're at the country club, there is a real effect of like being able to move in different circles if you are considered a successful owner. Like,
yeah,
Robert Kraft is going to be able to move in whatever circles he wants, not only because of his success in the private sector, but as well as the fact that he's arguably one of the most successful owners in NFL history. There's no room that's shut out for him because everyone wants to be seen, and
yeah.
especially seen doing business with a guy like that.
I'm going to correct you. 7 chips, you the best.
I'll throw that label on Belichick. I'm not shy about throwing that label on Belichick, and you know what? Fair enough for Kraft too. Like I'm partial to the Green Bay Packers non-owner, but if we have to say one owner, it's probably Kraft.
Yeah, for sure. You got 7 chips. You're the best. You're the best to do it. Um, See that question kind of got us off the most bleak.
Yeah, exactly.
It gets you going.